Well, I just showed you the insurrectionists of college campuses. We're just going to call this the Insurrectionist Show. Welcome to the program. Steve Baker, of course, Blaze's investigative reporter, along with Adam Johnson, who is back in town. You know him as the lectern guy. And we're going to have fun. It's just going to be a bunch of insurrectionists hanging out. I just want to make it, I wasn't there that day. Okay. I want to make it clear. I wasn't there that day. You don't need to tap my phone. Okay. I wasn't there.
Well, if they read your phone, they know that you're an honorary insurrectionist at the very least.
That's true. That's true. You're like, yeah, but you surround yourself with too many insurrectionists. So we're just going to deem you one of those. So I'm glad you guys are here. So I want to kind of continue on the conversation that I was just having with Anthony Cabasas about all of these protests as these are popping up across the country, not just at college campuses, but just everywhere, seemingly. We heard a report last night that the Biden administration is considering giving Gaza refugees permanent safe haven under the United States Refugee Admissions Program. Now, there is certain criteria. Okay, they say eligible participants must have immediate family members currently living in the United States who are either citizens or permanent residents, and they would have to pass a series of screenings, but would then be able to obtain resettlement benefits, including housing assistance and a pathway to American citizenship. What could possibly go wrong?
I don't know, but I think they ought to house them at the college dorms. Because first of all, they should be sending these students home.
Right.
What they're doing right now, they should be terminating their, and by all means, do not refund their tuition.
Right.
Start there, and then if they're going to give them beds, I know what beds to give them.
Yeah.
Put them there. But what can go wrong? Everything. This is not the way this is to be done. There is a reason why even the Arab world won't accept Palestinians across their own borders.
Right.
There is a reason for that. It's because it always goes wrong for them, whether it's in Jordan or anywhere else. And we already have these problems here. We already have no-go zones in Minneapolis and in Dearborn, Michigan. And if you don't believe that they are no-go zones, you know what I do. I talk to law enforcement and I talk to Minneapolis police officers, and they have neighborhoods they don't go into except when it's time to scrape up a body.
Wow.
Otherwise, they administrate their own set of laws inside those no-go zones. And every once in a while, the cops will get a call that they've got to go pick something, a former human up, and that's the only reason they go into those neighborhoods. And that's what they're going to create for our country if they do this.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a really bad idea, to Steve's point. If it's like all of the Arab countries don't want them because they're like, they're kind of a little bit too terroristy for us, and America's like, you know what? Come on in. It's fine.
I don't think America's asking for it. And I think what we continue to see from this administration is who is asking for the things that are being passed? Who is asking for this policy? Because it's not Americans. Right. It's not the people who live here and exist here and have to live with the policies that are being passed. Mm-hmm. And on top of this, maybe the ones who are humanitarian and like, no, we should help them, send them there. Send them to Martha Vineyard. Send them to the Hamptons. Send them to the people who are happy to have them put a sign out front and say, I did my part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, so I agree with everything that you guys are saying. It's just there are so many layers to how bad of a problem this could be. One of the other ones is how much are we already spending on illegals coming through the southern border? How much is our economy already being drained by bringing in all of these people and then offering them assistance, right? Some form of economic assistance. Well, here, if they don't do Steve's plan and house them in all of these colleges, which I don't think they're going to, we're on the hook for all of this. So it's like, how many more handouts can we really give all of these newcomers, they call them, before we're like, oh, wait, now we're all broke?
I just want to see a reality TV show where they have to go through a diversity, equity, inclusion classes. Just a bunch of Palestinians sitting down and then teaching them, no, actually, men do have breasts and women do have balls.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I played a clip earlier of the spokesperson at Columbia for the protesters who were like, we demand food and drink because we pay for the dining plans, which You know, if your lazy asses just walked over to the dining hall, you could go get all of your food and water. But there was a guy standing behind her. I'm sure you guys have seen this. There was a guy standing behind her, and he was like, I mean, he was rocking this little cutoff shirt, crop top that he like raided his little sister's drawer. And I'm just saying, there he is. I'm just saying.
Perfect.
Go into Palestine go into Gaza, I should say, looking like that. And see what happens to you.
Yeah, go protest on top of a rooftop and see what happens.
See what happens to you. You might lose your footing. It's all I'm saying. And then you might find that there are people behind you that just pushed you. And it's just so annoying to me and obnoxious that you watch these people and you're like, you would not survive. You would not survive. You would also not survive. They would assassinate all of you. They don't like you. Why are you fighting for them?
The incredible part about her statement, and the key words there, was she was demanding humanitarian aid. Now, her fall intellectualism was on full display right there, and actually one of the MSM, or one of the reporters there actually called her out on it and said, wait a minute, this is your choice to isolate, barricade yourself in, and whatever. You could just leave and go down to the hot dog stand down the road. There's plenty of street meat in New York City, everywhere.
Yeah.
But humanitarian aid.
Right. You watch these videos of Gen Z and you're like, we're doomed. We are doomed. What are you guys going to do for us? You're not running any companies. You're going and getting your meal on your dining plan humanitarian aid. We are screwed.
And with what her parents paid for her to be there to begin with.
Yes. I know.
She has probably a $15,000 limit on her dad's credit card anyway.
Right.
She can have whatever she wants.
Yeah.
But this shows again the this whole mindset, as you said, of these of this particular age group, is that they just expect even those who have wealth, they still expect that entitlement. Oh, wait a minute. I'm doing this to myself, but you need to pay for it.
Yeah, I think in a true civil rights, movement, you're not, if you're the good guys, you're not checking people's ethnicity status. And, if you are from Israel, you don't get a wristband. But if you are pro-Palestinian, you get a wristband and you're allowed entry. I don't think the last time all of this happened, I don't think those were the good guys. I'm not great with history, okay? I'm not a historian, but I seem to recall that going very poorly the last time that we, put like stars, on top of houses and stuff. I just feel like that went very poorly.
Well, at the end of it, they're not asking for humanitarian aid, are they? They're asking for war. That is what they're really asking for. So everything is kind of veiled in this, you're being mean to us and you're doing awful things. Well, what is the solution that allow you to continue to do what you're doing and want to do? We've seen your charters. We see what the end result of what your product, what your ideal world looks like. Mm-hmm. You're asking for war is what you're asking, not humanitarian aid.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that.
They are calling for war. They're saying it in their chants. They're calling for intifada. Do they even know what it means? I mean, it's not a Middle Eastern delicacy.
I think I don't know if that was a rhetorical question or not, Steve, but I actually don't think they know what it means. I think they're probably, if I had to put a percentage on it, I would guess at least 80% of them have absolutely no idea what that means, because we've seen the videos of these protesters who show up at these campuses and they're like, literally on video saying, I don't actually know if my university did anything. I just was told to come show up and show support. And so that's what I did. And I'm like, wow, you guys really have, it's just sheep. It's just useful idiots who are like, we're chanting the thing that other people in front of us are chanting.
I think we've sold it as part of the college experience too, though. I mean, we've had protests at colleges forever. And if you're not angry about the world, angry about something, they're not doing college right.
Right. If you like this clip and you want to see the full episode, click here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, come on, you know you do. Click here.